How to Deal with Elementary Schoolers with ADHD, my top 6 tips for parents. Hi, I'm Ryan, ADHD Dude. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, former school social worker, and father to a son with ADHD and learning differences. All right, so let's get started. Have expectations for helping around the house and for how others in the family should be treated. For elementary schoolers, I typically suggest having between 4 and 6 daily expectations they have to meet. 3 of those can be things helping around the house, as simple as putting your shoes away, and 3 of them can be behavioral expectations. For elementary schoolers with ADHD, I typically suggest between 4 to 6 daily expectations they have to meet. And these can be simple as things like taking the trash out or putting your shoes away. And they can be split in half between helping around the house and behavioral expectations. Keep in mind that behavioral expectations need to be realistic. So saying something like, be nice to your brother all the time, that is not realistic because siblings fight. Also, that doesn't mean that your child isn't allowed to get mad or frustrated. That doesn't mean there won't be sibling conflicts. That's all normal. What it does mean, though, is that there are expectations in place regarding how they should treat family members with respect, both in the way they speak and their actions. When there are clear expectations in place, it helps kids tremendously because the ADHD brain likes things to be clear and concrete. They do not like things that are always changing or abstract. Number 3, screen time, phones, things like that are not entitlements. They are privileges that are earned by meeting the expectations we just talked about. When you have expectations in place for earning things, it helps to avoid what I call reactive parenting. Reactive parenting is when you say things like, stop yelling or I'm taking away your iPad. When expectations are in place, you can use what I call language of accountability. I teach this in Scaffolding Better Behavior, my parent behavior training program. Language of accountability sounds like this. If you want to earn your iPad time today, then you're going to choose to not scream at me when I ask you to do something. If you choose to scream at me, then you're choosing not to have your iPad today. I do teach that we should always offer kids what I call a reset or a brain break, meaning if they're emotionally dysregulated and yelling, we can say to them, hey, why don't you go take a brain break right now and then come back when you're ready because I don't want you to lose your iPad time today. By offering brain breaks, it's a way of not reacting to them, and it's a way of empathetically offering them a chance to try again. Number 4, cultivate flexibility by not accommodating your child's inflexibility. Flexibility is an aspect of executive functioning. And keep in mind, ADHD is an executive function developmental delay, so it's very common for kids with ADHD to be inflexible. Here's an example of what accommodating your child's inflexibility would look like. If you make dinner and then you put the dinner in front of them and they say, I don't want this, and then you go and make them something new, that's accommodating inflexibility. Another example would be giving them things when they want them simply to avoid a meltdown. I have a saying, flexibility is cultivated, inflexibility is accommodated, and that is based on research data. So remember, the less you accommodate your child's inflexibility, the more flexible they will become. Number 5, give purposeful recognition frequently. Purposeful recognition is giving recognition to the behaviors we do want and giving recognition to things that require effort, flexibility, thinking of others, or demonstrating resiliency. Here's an example of what that would sound like. I appreciate you bringing your sister's backpack to her. Here's another example. Thank you for making your brain be flexible when it was time to leave the pool. Saying things like, you're so smart or great job are what I call empty praise. They do not help a child understand the behaviors we want to encourage, not to mention intelligence is a hereditary trait and kids should not receive praise for something that they were born with. I get into greater detail about purposeful recognition and Scaffolding Better Behavior, the ADHD Dude Parent Behavior Training Program. Before I get to the last one, please check out the various playlists at the ADHD Dude YouTube channel. And when you're ready to implement strategies to help your child improve behavior, executive function, social skills, and even bedtime, please check out the ADHD Dude membership site. You can read frequently asked questions there as well. Last one. Step into your parental authority and take your place on top of the parent-child hierarchy. In every culture in the world, parents lead children. This is what helps children form a secure attachment. Kids with ADHD need to clearly understand that their parents are in charge because, as I mentioned earlier, the ADHD brain needs things to be clear and concrete. I hear from many parents who tried one of the currently trending parenting approaches on social media, only to find that their child's behavior rapidly deteriorated because these parenting approaches teach parents to forego their place at the top of the parent-child hierarchy and instead treat their children as partners in parenting. This is unclear and anxiety producing for kids with neurodevelopmental differences like ADHD or autism. Please note that there are decades of research data that show an authoritative, not authoritarian, and not permissive parenting style produces the best mental health outcomes. Thanks for watching, and please check out other videos at the ADHD Dude YouTube channel, and I will speak to you soon.